I don't know if the Heat can beat the Nuggets. I think this series, it's going to come down to the Nuggets being themselves. And that's why I feel great for them moving forward. And honestly, that's why Michael Malone needs a lot more respect. Because if it weren't for him, I don't know if the Nuggets would be playing with their head on a swivel the way they have all playoff long.
You know what? To be honest with you, I really just feel like I said it in game one. I think Miami Heat is just overmatched here. I think the deficiencies that they showed in the regular season, they're rearing their ugly head again, and that's the team that we saw. I don't think they can match up well with the Denver Nuggets. I think Denver is just way too good. I think yesterday was the first time in NBA history two teammates score 30 plus in triple doubles. It's absolutely unbelievable. They're an unguardable team, and I honestly think that they actually got a little lucky winning game two. I'm not going to lie to you. I gave them one in my prediction because I have too much respect for the guys, but I think that's about all you're going to get here.
So you still have it ending in 5, Justin?
Yeah, that's over, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And John, where do you have it? Did you change your opinion or?
I never changed my opinion, right? What are you talking about?
No, I mean, like, I think you had it in 6, Nuggets in 6. I'm saying, do you have it in 5 now, or are you sticking with Nuggets in 6?
I think Miami will get one more, and the Nuggets will end it right there.
Miami wins it in Miami?
Sure. They can take game 4.
Okay. So, yeah, I disagree with you guys, obviously. I think it's simply just the fact that guys are missing open shots. That was obviously the fact in game 1. All the numbers were close, rebounds, turnovers, free throws were a big discrepancy. Miami only shot 2 free throws to I forget how many the Nuggets shot. I think they shot 10 or something like that.
Well, that's because the Heat didn't attack at all. Like, it wasn't like the rest.
Sure, but there were. I guarantee if we watched the entire 48 minutes, John, next to each other, we could point to some shots where Miami didn't get the call. Yes, they didn't drive, but also I don't think you can sit there and say like there weren't times where Miami shouldn't have gotten a call, because they're 1,000% were.
Yeah, good thing they made up for that in game 2.
Yeah, but sure. They also missed open shots in game 1. Obviously, Max Strus went 0 for. Caleb Martin made 1 shot the entire game. But in game 2, that was obviously a difference. Obviously, we're not going to continue shooting at like that historic of a rate. But 40%, 39%, that's pretty reasonable. I mean, last game, guys were just missing, shots as well. And I know you can point to some people like, listen, Jimmy had a pretty great game, all things considered. He showed up. Bam was very good in the first half. And then shooting wise, tailed off in the second half. Didn't really have in total, he was 7 for 21. That was, not very good. Gabe Vincent 2 for 10. That's not going to work. Strus only made 1 shot again. Duncan, while it looks 3 for 6, those last 2, were in garbage time. So he was really 1 for 2, I think it was, or 1 for 3, whatever the hell it was. Kyle Lowry, he gave a little bit. Caleb Martin had a little bit of a stretch in the second quarter, I think it was, where he scored 8 points or something. It simply was how in the games leading up to it, mostly the others have really, especially in the Eastern Conference Finals, if we're going to be honest, Jimmy didn't, besides the first 2 games, didn't carry the load. It was more of the others. It was Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, and et cetera, right? And that they didn't show up, and that was very. It wasn't characteristic of what this Miami Heat have done this playoff run. And Justin says it looks like we're reverting back. I mean, I don't see that. We had a 3-game bad stretch against Boston. We were able to come back and finish out a game in 7. And the doubt for this Miami Heat team has always been there, right? Justin says we're overmatched. Yeah, we were overmatched against the Bucks, and we took them out in 5. We were overmatched against Boston, all right, and we beat them. It's not different. Obviously, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, who the hell is taking credit away from them? Because I'm sure as hell not. I'm the one who called Jamal Murray being this fucking good. And I know a certain guy on the show walked out of the room when I said I'll take him over Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, who's walking out now, John? Yeah. All right. I've never sniffed at Nikola Jokic's game. Now, he has impressed me even more because I've seen even more of him now. His touch is absolutely astounding near the rim. Within 5 feet, it's like that guy doesn't miss. I got to be honest with you. And the ball bounces every which way. It'll bounce deep on the right side of the rim, crack there, and then lay in. It's unbelievable, his touch within like 5 feet, right? His rebounding skills is unbelievable. He just had 20 boards. His passing vision is next level. We get all of that. I've never taken anything away from those two. Jamal Murray scares the living shit out of me. I say that as a Miami Heat fan. He scares me because of how nuclear that guy can go. I say all that, and I said before game 1 when we did our predictions, what did I say? I say you cannot quantify what this Miami Heat team is going to do to win this series. I just said it's a Cinderella story. It's a story of destiny and fate. I said history is going to be made, but not on Denver's side, on this Miami Heat side. And you shake your heads no, but that's exactly what you were doing against Milwaukee. That's exactly what you were doing against the Knicks, Justin, not John, but Justin was. It's exactly what you guys were doing against Boston as well. I'm not just talking about you two. I'm talking about the entire NBA community. And that's what they're doing now when we're facing Denver. And that's fine. But Justin, I just mentioned Ted Lasso to start off the show.
Mhm.
What was one of Ted Lasso's meanings throughout the show? It's one word. It's even taped on the door right before. What is the word? Believe. Believe. I don't know. Eric Spoelstra's quote. I don't know how we're going to get it done, but we're going to go there and we're going to get it done.
And I'm so sorry to be bursting bubbles, but, for a Cinderella story, you guys are up 3-0 against Boston and lose 3. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's still bad. That
will never be remembered. Nobody will ever remember that.
You're 100%
Nobody will ever
right.
remember that.
But you know what? In your last 7 games, you guys are 2-5. You guys don't look good right now. In most cases, a team that goes 2-5 in the playoffs is usually getting axed, which is what you guys are on your way to do.
We basically won Game 6 in Miami,
but you
without
didn't.
I get that, but like context matters too. If you want to bring up context, the 2-5. Well, then let's bring it, because Game 6 was a lucky bounce to the left, Derek White, 0.1 seconds. If the refs don't fuck up the clock, we win that game.
Yeah, but then you guys have to go out and play another 48 minutes. So
we won.
Yes, but that's
dominated. We
taxing.
dominated.
You guys didn't. John, please answer this. After that series, Miami Heat fans, no way you're pounding your chest after escaping Game 7. You were like,
no.
Whew.
But no way.
They almost lost 3-0 lead
to make it out alive because you
Well,
were about to be
Celtics
on
thing
the
is much
wrong
different.
side of history. To my point, when I say you guys reverting back to old habits, you guys are missing the shots because in the regular season you weren't a good shooting team. Now you're showing that again. That is exactly why you came into the postseason skeptical on how far Miami can go. They're showing exactly why you were skeptical in the first place now. This series is done. I'm telling you, they lost all momentum. If you would have told me they took Boston out in 5 or even swept them, I'd have more faith. But the fact that you went on, you lost 3, they end up taking you to 7, showing all your faults. You put it dead smack on all of our screens. All the bad things that you did in the regular season, you did it in those 3 games against Boston. And then you take it into Denver. You can't shoot there. You got lucky in Game 2. Yes, they did. They got lucky in Game 2 because I think they scored 35 points in the fourth quarter. They just got hot because this is just a few shots away from being a 3-0 Denver lead and Jokic getting ready to pack you guys out in Miami. So
Good job.
I'll be honest with you. I really don't see it. It was a fantastic season. And if you want to say it's sure, that's a Cinderella story in itself, that Miami, the 8 seed, getting to the finals. That is a story in itself. I think they need to take their W, take the little wins. Fantastic season, build on it. You got Damian Lillard saying that he preferred to be in Miami.
I don't care. We're not talking
nice
season.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's your Cinderella story.
All right, I'll let you go on your little soliloquy. I'll let you go on your little soliloquy. I didn't interrupt you. I let you talk. Okay, we're not getting into Damian Lillard acting like this goddamn series is over. Okay, because you're gonna eat your words if you start doing that. Nobody was pounding their chest, Justin, out of the Boston series, not because of what we just did to Boston, because as a Miami Heat fan, I think I speak for all logical and actual fans of the Miami Heat when I say this. It was a healthy fear of Denver. That's why we weren't pounding our chest, because we knew Denver's legit. We know Denver's better than Boston. We know Denver's better than Milwaukee. But that's why we weren't pounding our chest, because it was a healthy respect. But we still But here's the thing. They might be better than Boston and Milwaukee, but we still walked into Milwaukee and Boston as underdogs, as the team that was inferior, just like we're going in the NBA Finals. Might be a bigger gap, but still inferior, and we beat them. Now you talk about dropping 3. Fine, that's fine, but series go that way. Boston's a great freaking team. You shouldn't expect them to get wiped out in 5. That shouldn't be the case. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lot of what you guys are saying are wrong, because I'm not. I feel like I haven't. I've agreed with you on Jokic. I'm giving all this credit, and so Michael Malone is showing that he is a very damn good head coach in this league. There was skepticism on him. There was skepticism on the team built around Jokic. I know John and our boy that we have on the show, Romain, were even skeptical. One episode you can go look up about this surrounding team of Nikola Jokic, that they weren't getting the job done this season. A couple of months ago, you guys were doing that.
Yeah, we're watching MPJ and KCP shit the bed.
Okay, but that's fine. But see, this is what I'm saying, though, right? The team was always good enough to win, because the parts built around the Nuggets were perfect. And there's no more disrespect to Jamal Murray. I'm not having that where it's like Jokic and others. Like, you better not. Jamal Murray is not an other. Okay, that is disrespectful as hell to Jamal Murray.
It's a playoff.
But yeah, you want to. MPJ is struggling from the field. 100%, he's not making his shots. KCP, same thing, is not making his shots. Shooters sometimes have slumps. They don't make their shots. But I will tell you this, I'm worried as shit that those guys' shots are going to start falling, because they are very good shooters. You're not going to sit here and tell me that they are not, because I know they are. So I am still scared that those guys have not had a good game yet, and we're 3 games in, and both of them can explode in one game, and that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign, okay? But I'm not going to – Aaron Gordon is playing very good defense. He's attacking low. When he gets a switch and it's not against Jimmy or Bam or Kevin Love, he's usually eating on that, because he's a big-ass mother effer. But, again, I can't sit here and disagree with what you guys are saying. I'm just saying, I guess I have seen a completely – like, that third quarter for me is what lost us the game, obviously, right? I think you guys would agree with me on that. The third quarter is where we lost the game. And that third quarter to me was a complete blur. It just – I can't explain it. It was a bad quarter for the Miami Heat, and we didn't show up and get the – Jimmy did. Jimmy went 5 for 6 for 12 points. The others went, I think, 3 for 14 for 8 points. That was, obviously the story of the entire game. The others didn't show up for the Miami Heat. But I got to be honest with you. I'm not – just like I don't believe Michael Porter Jr. and KCP shots won't stop falling, because I do think that they will start falling. I'm just learning that apparently Christian Braun's name is not Christian Braun. It's Brown, but it's spelled Braun, but it's pronounced Brown. That's very confusing. You need to change that. You just need to change it. You need to change it. You got the money. Go to the wherever you got to go, the courthouse, and just change it to Brown. Okay, we can't be doing this.
It's on that rookie salary.
But that's not here. The rookie salary is still making what a lay John. I can't say that these guys' shots won't start falling, but I also can't sit here and say Gabe Vincent's shots won't start falling. He just had a great game in Game 2 in Denver, and usually role players play better at home. Last time I checked, Game 4 is in Miami. Okay, Gabe Vincent, I think shots are going to start falling as well.
Well, last time I checked, Gabe Vincent's shots had been falling. He's shooting 46% so far through 3 games from downtown.
No, I'm talking last game.
Right, but the first 2 games he was on fire. He couldn't miss.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. His shot, he had a bad game. That's what I'm saying. He got to have a bad game last game. I think his shot will start falling in Game 4 again. Max Strus, he's hot and cold. I think his shot can start falling. We saw how much of an igniter he was in the first quarter of 2 games ago. Duncan Robinson, we saw what the hell he could do. We need to use him more. He was not used effectively in game 3. And you need to use that guy effectively because you see how hot he can get. You got Caleb Martin. Has Caleb Martin been the same guy he was in the Eastern Conference Finals? Hell no. Hell no. I don't expect him to play that well, but I don't expect him to regress as much as he has, where in the first 2 games, he's making 1 shot and scoring 3 points in each game. So I do expect these guys in Miami to play better. Bam, I expect him to shoot better. So, but again, I can't disagree with you guys. I don't see this being a wipeout series. I still got Heat in 6. I will be willing to push. I will be willing to push that I do think there is a chance that it's Heat in 7 because there is a narrative going around, and whether you buy into it or not, it is the kid. This Miami team, and it alludes to the reverting back thing. They like to do things the hard way. For some reason, this Miami Heat team likes to do things the hard way. And what's the hardest thing you could think of? What's the hardest thing you could think of winning this finals? Pushing it to 7 and winning in Denver in 7. That would be the hardest thing to do. So there is something to that. But again,
Milwaukee and Boston series in the road.
I will come on this show dressed as a banana if Miami does come back to win this series. That's how confident I am.
Look, Brian, I get you're a Heat fan, and so you have to have this energy, but I don't know how to tell it to you. I don't know what they've got to beat this Denver team. I mean, Bam Adebayo is the only one that can guard Jokic. He's the only one that could actually stop him on the glass. He's playing 40 minutes. He's taking 21 shots. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any recipe for Miami to legitimately beat the Nuggets 4 times in 7 games. Because, look, man, if Caleb Martin, who's coming off this sickness, flu game energy, whatever you want to call it, is not going to be what he was in the conference finals, you're basically relying on Gabe Vincent to outplay Jamal Murray. And the bench of the Nuggets is playing really well right now for the first time in years. Christian Brown was phenomenal last night. He made every single shot outside.
I don't expect him to do that again, though. I think that was his game for this series. I don't expect him to have that good of a shooting night.
Game 2 as well. And if you look at what
he didn't shoot 7 for 8. He didn't shoot 7 for 8 in game 2.
But he gave him great minutes and really
No. I'm not saying he's not going to give you great minutes. He has energy and defensive wise. He's going. I'm saying shooting wise, I don't expect him to shoot that well. And I think you can agree with that.
You sure?
You think he's going 7 for 8 again? You think he's going 7 for 8 again?
Well, if you guys are going to sell it to stop this Dubo, somebody's going to cook.
I don't expect Christian Brown to go 7 for 8 again. I think I can put a lot of money on that one. I would be correct with that. And it's not selling out. I also think.
Right, you guys made Jokic a score, of course. Now we'll stop.
No, not making Jokic a score. I
love that narrative.
That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say Jimmy on Jamal obviously was the right matchup in game 2. I didn't see enough of that in game 3. Whether that was a concerted effort, Miami just Jimmy not getting on him, or it was a concerted effort, Denver making, calling for a lot more switches and picks and stuff like that to get Jimmy off of him. But that needs to be a major, like Bam and Kevin Love need to be guarding Jokic at basically all times. Get Cody Zeller the hell off that court.
+4 last night.
Jimmy Butler needs to be guarding Jamal Murray, right? And that's just the recipe for success. I will say this. Cody Zeller needs to get the hell off the court. Okay? It is getting ridiculous. Whether it is Bam Adebayo has to play 48 minutes or whatever the case may be, Cody Zeller cannot be playing. He cannot be playing. And I don't care what you do, whether it's putting Yurt 7 in, I don't care. Cody Zeller's not the recipe. It's not working. I don't like that. It's got to stop. Enough is enough.
I don't know if Jokic missed a single shot when Cody Zeller was defending him.
Because he well, no. Cody Zeller, I think he blocked a shot. I'm pretty sure Cody Zeller blocked a shot or got a whatever the hell. But he did play on one play. He played good defense on Jokic.
Nice. So Jokic shot 92% on Zeller.
He literally bodies Cody Zeller whenever he's being guarded by him. But.
Justin, thoughts? Can the Heat actually from a basketball perspective score more points than the Nuggets in 3 of the next 4 games?
No. I'm telling you, I really don't believe it. I think first, Bam. If you show me the box score and you show me Bam's at points, rebounds, and assists or blocks, I'm happy, But then when I start looking at his shot attempts, 7 for 21 of shooting. I mean, he knocked down his free throws, which is nice, but inconsistency from the field. Same thing with Jimmy. Jimmy hasn't been. Brandon mentioned it. The Jimmy of that Milwaukee series. If Miami has any chance to win this series, you need Jimmy from that first round. You need first round Jimmy back.
The one that averaged 35 points?
Correct. You do need an absolute superhero effort out of your star player to catapult you guys into. I mean, they lost 109-94 last night. You absolutely need your stars to step up and take over when necessary. And I'm saying he needs to do this from the tip. He needs to set the tone early. But that remains to be seen. I need to see assertive Jimmy again.
He actually averaged 38 points on 60% shooting.
Yeah, Jimmy, but last night I don't think Jimmy did miss a couple of easy ones last night. In totality, he had a pretty damn good game. For me, it was more just Bam didn't make his shots in the second half, and if you look at everybody else, they just really didn't show up. So that was more just the others' problem. But yeah, I do agree with you. Jimmy has to play incredibly well. That's obviously not a question here. Bam needs to make his shots because I do believe, going off of the first two games, Bam can pretty much get whatever he wants on Jokic. If I'm going to be honest with you, yeah.
I mean, they're giving him a bunch of floaters, and if you're going to floater to death, Nikola Jokic with Bam runners and mid-range shots, and have at it, man. Yeah, he can get anything he wants in mid-range because the Nuggets will let Bam shoot 45% at best or 36% at worst from 16 to 8 feet. Yep, that's great offense.
He's 8 for 14 in the second game, and he was 13 for 25 in the first game.
This postseason is shooting 39% from mid-range.
I'm talking about against. I said against Jokic. I didn't bring up the other guy. I was talking about against Nikola Jokic. It's okay, John. I know you love Jokic, but Bam was getting basically whatever he wants. He was missing the shots in Game 3.
Yeah, but
that's what I saw. Maybe I need to get a new TV screen, but that's what I saw. And you could say he was giving it to him. I saw plenty of times when Nikola Jokic was trying to put a hand in Bam's face. Plenty of times, and Bam was making the shots. That's all I got.
He's also missing them too. I mean,
he was missing them. I just said he was missing the shots in game, but you're not going to go 100 for 100, John.
If the Heat are going to beat the Nuggets, it won't be by Bam mid-range shots. It'll be by Bam opening up the floor.
If the Heat are going to beat the Nuggets, Bam Adebayo has to average 20 and 10. 100% he has to.
Yeah, sure, but
along with Jimmy scoring a lot and doing basically 28 and 10, yes, these things have to happen. So, yes, Bam does have to knock down his mid-range shots for the Miami Heat to win. Like, those shots have to fall. He has to make his layups. He has to make his free throws, which he is very capable. He's one of the best free throw shooters as a big man. Like, these things do have to happen. But alongside that, the others have to play very well. Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry. I'm waiting for a Kyle Lowry game where he gives us at least like 15